Have you ever noticed that every Oreo cookie has exactly 90 ridges around its edges? How do they come out just perfect every time from the factory? From mixing the signature chocolate dough to filling and stamping millions of cookies a day, the Oreo making process is an enchanting blend of speed, accuracy, and human genius. This video will take you inside the factory to see the magic behind the world's favorite cookie. If you love behind-the-scenes content, don't forget to subscribe to the channel to know the scientific reasons and industrial details of your favorite products. Oreos can be made in many ways at home, but you have to follow the protocols when it comes to the mass-scale production of millions of cookies in a day. The Oreo production lines located in Richmond, Virginia, Chicago, Illinois, and Portland, Oregon, follow all these set patterns and produce our favorite delights. In a typical production line, the show starts with the mixing of all ingredients for the creation of the delectable Oreo dough. This is done in the large industrial mixers which have the capacity to mix massive quantities. Flour, sugar, cocoa powder, and essential components will be added to these mixtures to begin the process. These dry ingredients will be blended thoroughly to ensure a homogeneous mixture. When blending is done, it is time for the liquids such as water, vanilla, extract, and oil to be added to the mix. The entire mixing process takes place under controlled conditions to maintain the quality and consistency of the cookies. Once the dough is mixed, it will undergo rigorous testing under the supervision of experts. It will be checked for texture, color, taste, and other attributes according to the standards set by Mondelez International Corporation. If the inspection team finds any deviation from the desired specification, they will instruct immediate adjustments to achieve the ideal consistency. When mixing is done, the inspection team has given the green signal. The dough is ready to be transformed into the iconic shape of Oreo cookies. The process of doing this is known as extrusion. The dough will be passed through a series of rollers that will flatten it to a precise thickness. This flat dough will then enter into a rotary mold to get into the classic circular shape of the Oreo cookie. This mold will imprint the distinctive pattern on one side of the cookie and leave the other side smooth. The same mold imprints those 90 ridges on the outer side of the cookies. Once the cookies are formed and their shape is final, it is time to bake them in large ovens that are specifically designed for high-volume production. The workers will carefully monitor the working of these ovens while controlling the temperature and baking time. When the freshly baked cookies get out of the oven, their aroma is so strong and inviting that everyone working nearby has to control their temptation to eat them. However, if you have a deep thirst for industrial knowledge, you don't have to control it. Just give us your valuable subscription and we will work tirelessly to quench your thirst. After the formation of the cookies, now it is time for the step that initiated all the twist or dunk debates. Yes, we are talking about the signature creamy filling between the chocolatey biscuits. This creamy filling is typically made by adding a mixture of butter, sugar, and vanilla extract. These ingredients will also be mixed just like the dough until they get their fluffy texture. The procedure to make cookie dough and creamy filling goes simultaneously to save time. When both of these things are ready, the cookies will be placed on an assembly line. A layer of the cream filling will be mechanically dispensed onto one side of a cookie while they are moving along on the production line. Once the cream filling is applied, the second cookie will be gently pressed on top to create the sandwich structure we all desperately wanted in our childhoods. The perfect alignment of these cookies to ensure consistency and symmetry showcases the precision of the production line. The cookies are now ready, and they will be set aside to rest. However, The workers cannot rest too long because the market demands for Oreos are very high, and hundreds of kids are waiting for them at their homes. Now, the cookies will get packaged. Recently made sandwiches will be systematically placed onto a conveyor belt with great care. This conveyor belt will lead the cookies into the packaging area. They will be arranged in rows and columns here before being placed inside the brand packaging of the Oreo. In the packaging area, the robotic arms are employed to delicately pick up the cookies and place them in the designated compartments. Once the cookies are inside them, the packs will be sealed to maintain freshness and protection from the factors that can alter the quality. Oreo production lines are designed so efficiently by engineers that they can pack thousands of cookies per minute. You have already watched that a quality control test was done after the e-dough was made. In fact, Oreo cookies undergo detailed testing at every stage to control the efficiency and quality of the process. Mondelez International Incorporated is dedicated to producing the highest quality cookies in the world, and this dedication is evident in the meticulous care and attention they give to each step of the manufacturing process. Quality control involves monitoring the whole procedure, sampling, and final products to make sure that each cookie is according to the standards of Mondelez International Incorporated. As it is a fundamental for every industry that regular cleaning and maintenance is vital to provide the highest standards of hygiene and safety, Oreo makers have achieved nirvana in this regard. They have automatic, built-in cleaning mechanisms for the system where any residue or buildup is removed between the batches. Perhaps the person who imagined these production lines was a visionary that thought about every detail fantastically, or it is also possible that the company paid engineers well. What do you think? It is astonishing to note that the Oreos were not invented until 1912. However, after their introduction, they famously became everyone's favorite delight. This was during the era of World War I, the Great Depression, and World War II, when economics crashed and everyone was just surviving instead of living. But Oreos became an icon during this time, and desserts made by these cookies spread happiness to everyone's face during hard times. The story of the first Oreo is also very interesting. In 1898, several baking companies collaborated to form a national biscuit company named Nabisco. Nabisco first created Barnum's animal crackers in a little box designed like a circus animal cage with a string so that the box could be hung on Christmas trees. This made Nabisco popular, but Sunshine Biscuits in 1908 created a sandwich Hydrox with cream filling. So, Nabisco faced a challenge to compete and gain their popularity back like Barnum's animal crackers. So, in 1912, they came up with a similar sandwich biscuit with a little bit of maneuvers. The initial prototype of the cookie was mountain-shaped, which also became the base of the Oreo name from the Greek word oros. Oros means mountain, as the shape of the initial cookie. However, this prototype never made it to the market, and when the sandwich biscuit became famous overnight, Nabisco decided not to count their good fortunes. Here we mark the end of today's video on Inside the Making. Let us know in the comments about your favorite Oreo dessert. If you have made it here, show us your support by liking the video and subscribing to the channel. Don't forget to share the video with your friends who questioned the origin of everything that comes in front of their eyes. Life is all about asking good questions. Stay curious. Stay alive.